This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Welcome to How You Doin, a health and wellness podcast from INCRadio New York Satellite Studio. Whether you're on the go or taking a minute to breathe, we've got real tips, good conversations, and weekly check-ins to help you live well without losing your city pace. Are you ready? Let's get to it.
Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in to How You Doing. So thank you so much for being here with us today. I am your host. You should know my name by now. I don't need no introduction. I'm kidding. Hello, everyone. We hope that you are staying warm today because it is cold out and it is going to get colder. You already know what the weather is going to be like this weekend. But hopefully today on our show, we can feel a little bit warmer on the inside. Today, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of us struggle with, but don't always talk about out loud. All right. Now, before we go and start with our topic today, we hope that you enjoyed our topic last week, which is gut check. Right. How is your gut health feeling this past week? We hope that you took some of the tips that we spoke about last time and implemented it into your day-to-day life. Hopefully, making your gut feel a lot better, right? So today's episode is called Be Kinder to Yourself, right? We're going to talk about it a little bit more. But before we dive in, quick reminder that this show is for educational and wellness purposes and not a substitute for professional medical or mental health care. Okay?
That's right. And of course, hi everyone. I'm Brother Christian. You also know me. And again, like Sister Mika said, it's cold outside, but we're from New York. This is how you doing. So how do we say it's cold outside in New York?
It's brick.
It is brick out or is mad brick out. It's really
mad
cold.
brick.
Mad brick out, y'all. Anyways, on to our next segment, which is Where You At? If we Tech can play our quick bumper.
I did it. I played it.
Okay, cool. All right, well, it's okay. Well, anyway, you already know what Where You At is anyway, if you are tuning in. This is the part of our show where you get to bring your local A game. And, the rules are very simple. And we will count each person from every local congregation, extension, group worship service that would comment or answer the question or even give a shout out. So remember, we are no longer doing our hashtag. So make sure when you comment or when you answer something or you give a shout out, all you really need to do is give your name and local congregation. That's it. No more hashtags, no more spamming. I do love a good spam though, the food kind. But we're not doing that other kind of spamming today in this chat. All right, chat, we got it. Moving on, let's start with our question of the day. So here's your opportunity to participate in this segment. Our question of the day is, when you make a mistake, and we all make mistakes. That's okay. We're not perfect. What's your usual first reaction? Now, we want you, Sister Mika and I, want you to be honest. You don't need to be hard on yourself or understand, you gotta be just completely honest when you answer this question. So do you either tend to be hard on yourself or understanding? So on the live chat, we want you to type hard on yourself or kind to yourself. Now, we will be looking for those answers in our live chat today. So make sure you do that right now. And I think we have an interesting topic today, right, Sister Mika?
Yes, we definitely do. Sorry, I'm just typing the question out to our live chat so that everyone can answer. All right. So, like what Christian said earlier, we all make mistakes. But if you're anything like me, you know, we replay those mistakes. You kind of beat yourself up for not doing enough, or you tell yourself things that you would never say to a friend, right? So today we're kind of slowing things down and asking ourselves, what would it look like to treat ourselves the same kindness that we give to others? Because, you know, if we are being honest, right, a lot of us, or all of us, are supportive, we're patient, we're so understanding with everyone else. But when it comes to ourselves, we're very hypercritical, right? So if you're watching this live, we want you to join the conversation. Um, yeah, we want you to join our conversation, drop a comment in the chat, and stay until the end, right? Because we are going to leave you with a simple challenge that you can try this week so that we can be kinder to ourselves. All right, so let's start the conversation. I hope that y'all are ready and that you're making the YouTube live chat pop. Okay, so in simple everyday terms, what does self-compassion really mean, and what is it not? So, Christian, what does self-compassion mean to you?
I think just being forgiving to myself, no matter what obstacle I go through, like even if it's overcoming a small challenge, just being able to be like, all right, good job, you made it through. Now, even though it was really bad, you did really well, and you made it. I think that's my definition for it.
That's right. Now, yeah, I think we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace, right? Just how you're, let's say, someone like, I don't know, like someone makes a mistake at work, and you're fine. You're like, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It happens all the time, right? I feel like it's something that you should say to yourself as well, right? It's fine. It happens all the time. Don't let it happen again, right? But do you think that um, people mistake self-compassion for weakness or like laziness, and why? Right? Because you don't want to be like, because let's say, so I've been on my getting healthy journey uh, for the past year or so, and there are times when I binge eat because I'm just so hungry, or like the food is really good. But it's not weakness or laziness. I am allowed to kind of like fall off the wagon once in a while, right? And that's something that I have to keep telling myself. Like if you eat healthy, if you've been really eating healthy, and then all of a sudden you don't, you know, don't beat yourself up too much. It happens, you know. Just get back on the horse and keep riding, right? How about you, Christian? What do you think about that? Not on the eating healthy part, but no, self-compassion part.
No, I think that's a great way, a great example for it, because sometimes like I mean, for me personally, I can also relate into that, because sometimes it's like, um, well, as you all know, I'm training for a half marathon, so I'm doing a lot of running, doing a lot of exercising, and I have this game plan, I have this routine that I'm trying to really stick to. Um, and sometimes I find myself kind of cheating in a way that I'm just like, oh, I really don't want to run today, or it's like I'm supposed to run a certain amount of miles, and sometimes I cheat myself and be like, all right, I'm just gonna cut it short today, um, and that kind of makes me feel like I'm feeling lazy sometimes, or it's just like, but and like deep down, it's just kind of my body telling you like, maybe you don't really need to push yourself today. It's just, yeah, I know you were supposed to accomplish this today, but you can always pick this up another day, that kind of thing. So yeah, I can definitely relate into that sense. But and it's definitely something that's not easy to overcome as well. Like I don't know if you've ever had that feeling at the meet.
Every single day, brother Christian. That's why I wanted this topic. um, but yeah, no, I completely understand. Um, so let's
Pause.
find out, right? I know
Pause.
we
Literally everyone. All our topics on INC on how you doing is just therapy sessions for Sister Mika. So
it is, it really is. It's like, what do I want a therapy about myself today, this week? No, no, but really, this is definitely something that all of us have to learn, right? I also received some comments from my friends when they found out about what our topic is going to be like today, and they're like, "Wow, I really need that." So, we hope that there are more of you. If you do need this, then we hope that you learned something today and that this helps you. Um, feel better about yourself. Now let's find out from our YouTube live chat. They have been answering our question of the day. So we have, here we go. So we have Sister Reina V saying she's initially hard on herself, but then she progresses to understanding. That is so good. That is something that we all need to strive to do as well if we are the type of people that are hard on ourselves. Sister Sandy says, kind to myself. Thank you. Sister Denise says, kind to yourself. She is kind to herself. The Gemma says, definitely hard on myself. And then I talk myself into being more kind after initial being hard by tough love to myself. Yes. Hello, Boca Amber. How are you? All right. We also have Sister Terry Apollonia saying, practice forgiveness. Sister Emerald says, how about answer? I know, but both hard and kind on myself. I guess, it depends on what kind of like the fault is or how you're feeling that day. So I feel you. I feel you. I totally understand. Hello, Pokadan. Thank you for being on. All right. So what else we got here? Alvin Doliente says, treat yourself. Be kind to yourself. All right. That's right. We should all be kind to ourselves. Everyone makes mistakes, Kalian says. That's right. Sister Marisol says, kinder and be true to you and others. Right. So thank you, everyone. Please continue to answer on our live chat. We're going to ask you more questions throughout our episode today. So it's going to be really nice to hear what you think. Okay, so why is it often easier to be kind to others than ourselves? Live chat, if you want to answer that, if you have any ideas or thoughts on that, let us know. Why is it often easier to be kind to others than ourselves, Christian?
I feel like for some of us, we're just a little bit too much empathetic in a sense. Like, I don't know. It's like I think it's more personal rather than, or like the way that you were raised. Like sometimes it's also culturally like, um, for some of us, like we're told like, oh, like you always got to be just kind to others, and just in whatever way, give that kindness back to them in some sort of way. And you don't always have to expect anything in return. So I think that's why I think it is. I feel like some others just also judge themselves by um, how the outcomes might be. Like, if I'm not kind to this person, then they probably won't be do something nice to me back or whatever. So I think that's for me. I feel like we ourselves are the harshest critics of our own lives. So yeah. What about you, Etta? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree. Because we've always been taught growing up to always be kind to others, right? So growing up, we're always respectful and polite and all of that, and to a point where we're also afraid of hurting others, which is, a good thing in a sense, right? So sometimes we are kinder to others than ourselves. Sometimes I also feel like it's like that we think that it's tough love, depending on like how we grew up or anything like that. We think that it's tough love, like you gotta like, just suck it up and keep going or something like that. Um,
Sorry, I'm just reading a comment from the live chat from Sister Reina V. de Guzman. She said, I think it's just because that's how you would want to be treated as when you make a mistake. And yeah, I think that is so true. Thank you, Paul. And I think Sister Denise Guillermo said sometimes she feels a little too kind to herself and very unkind to her wallet. That's so true. But again, back to the first comment. Yeah, I definitely agree that um, it's more personal, like how you would want to be treated
yeah,
when
we
you would
treat
make a
others the
mistake.
way that we want to be treated because we want other people to be kind to us. Well, what about ourselves, right? At some point, we have to think about how we can be kind to ourselves. There are times I try not to be vulnerable or whatever, but there are times when I feel like we don't believe we deserve kindness, right? Whether you hear a lot of negativity outside, like or in your home or at work, and you hear like a lot of criticism, so you tend to think negatively of yourself, and you just feel like you don't deserve it, right? Or like because you're always on the go or you're always just trying to survive, and it feels like slowing down to be kind to ourselves, like I don't have time for that. Like I have to make things work. I have to work to feed my family. I have to finish this project and graduate. Like I don't have time to be kind to myself because I need to get things done.
I think
um
it's also that New York hustle that we all live and breathe every day here in New York City. That constant fast pace that we are so used to seeing it every day. It's like we're like robots in a way that it's built into our system that we have the same routines every day, same processes, and we kind of just go through the motions without even realizing what we do half the time. And sometimes we go through the thickest of them all, and we don't stop and think like, huh, maybe I should take a breather. Maybe I should see what I've accomplished today, and like these are the smaller wins that I've accomplished, and I did well so far. And it might not be the entire goal, but we were able to do something to reach that goal. So yeah.
yes, that's right. Okay, thank you so much. So yeah. So let's just take a quick check-in with our live chat. How are you all doing? What is something that you've been hard on yourself about recently? Right? Is it about work, health, whether it's did you sleep too much and you're like, no, I slept too much. All I did yesterday was sleep on my day off. Oh my, that's literally me when I just sleep on my day off, even though I need sleep, obviously, right? Or whether it's in your relationship. What's something that you've been hard on yourself about recently? Now, um, so a lot of us think that, like I mentioned earlier, right, that being hard on ourselves keeps us motivated, right? So I guess it's time now to kind of like counteract all the negative talk that we kind of hear in our head, right? So does it really keep you motivated? Like if you're hard on yourself, um, and yeah, let's ask that question for now, and then we'll ask the other question later. Does it really motivate you, brother Christian, if you're hard on yourself?
I guess sometimes it's like 50-50, but that's definitely from a, I should know this because I'm a psychology student, but as a, in a psychological perspective, that's, there are healthier ways to motivate yourself. And definitely being hard on yourself in that sense is not a healthy way. Only because, like, you know, like, there are definitely a lot of emotional and mental effects that um, could constantly uh, that you would encounter when you do things like that to yourself. If you're always self-criticizing all the time, um, I think, like, for most part, um, being so hard on yourself with all this self criticism only increases your anxiety and your stress. So that's definitely not something good. And we talked about health so much in this in this season. Like, it's in the past season too, like, about maintaining stress and stuff. So definitely self-criticizing yourself all the time will increase your stress levels, and of course, you feel burnout and emotional exhaustion just because you keep self-criticizing yourself all the time to always reach that goal 100% all the time. But I think sometimes, as human beings, we got to just realize that it's not always 100%. We don't always have to go out the gate 100%. um, you got to take it slow. That's what I've learned. You do 20%, increase to 30, and then, you want to do 50% a day, then you can do that too. But um, at the end of the day, as long as you have your sights on that certain goal that you want to accomplish, then I think that's what's really important. So, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Christian. Therena V says in the live chat, I think it depends on what you're being hard on yourself about. If I eat unhealthy, I don't feel too bad. No, that's I agree too. Sometimes it's what was I gonna say? Sometimes it depends on the day, right? Maybe my gut health just wasn't good that week, and so my mental health is not as, it's not as bright. That's why it's also very important. Again, everyone, it's also very important to continue to exercise and eat healthy, because those things really help with how your brain functions and how we think, how our emotions are playing out, right? Sister Emerald says, I'm hard on myself mostly on days when I feel like I should have done more or been more productive with my day. Right. Yeah. I I remember sometimes I would talk to Sister Joy about and or maybe Sister Chloe, that sometimes I'm really hard on myself on the days on my day off. Let's say I had a busy week and I finally have a day off and I just slept most of the day. And then I'm beating up myself about it because I feel like I wasn't productive. And then they ask me, but did you finally get some sleep? Sometimes sleep is productive, right? Sometimes your body and your mind just needs to take a moment to like shut down and work and rest, you know. So it's definitely good to talk to yourself, find out why you're feeling that way, and reframe how you think. So why am I telling myself that? Why am I asking myself this? Why am I thinking like this? Um, stuff like that. What are some other ways that we can battle that negative talk and start being kind to yourself? Do you have any suggestions for this?
I mean, when you catch yourself saying negative stuff like that, you just really gotta pause and ask yourself, like, is this something you would say to a friend if they were asking for an advice? Like, obviously, you wouldn't tell them, like, that you're bad at this or you should be doing more. Like, obviously, you would want to keep it on a more positive note. And I think us being the harbingers of doom all the time to ourselves, we should just really, keep it upbeat and, like, instead of saying you failed, say that you're learning, or if things didn't go as planned, then maybe stop and ask yourself, what can I learn from this failure, from this setback. But remember, like, again, even if you fail, it doesn't mean that you are a failure. It just means that wasn't the right path that you were supposed to go on. There are different paths to whatever dreams, goals, or aspirations that you may have, and it really just takes that realization that it's okay for you to not go down that path. There are other ways, and it's up to you to be kind enough to yourself to really, keep your options available, keep those doors open for more opportunities. Really, it's really up to you as a person. So, yeah. I
Yeah,
just
and
keep
like,
sister EJ is really really active today.
yeah, so
Anyway, continue.
I feel like so that's definitely good. Like, would I say this to a friend, right? You should be your number one friend. Right? Like, would you, like, I wouldn't say that to a friend, so why would I say that to myself? And then if you're the type to kind of like think about what happened today and beat yourself up on the things that you didn't get to do, maybe, turn it around and like, what is a tiny win today, right? Did you drank some water today? Good job. Water is important, right? You if you brush your teeth or you showered today. I know that there are people who are in like a slump on their life that sometimes even those little tasks can seem very difficult for them. But look, if you got out of bed and you washed yourself and you brushed your teeth today, great job. That's a big win already, right? Just acknowledge even the little things that you were able to do. Acknowledge even the tiniest win. It doesn't have to be anything big.
It's it's just it's the effort that counts, not the results. Like, as long as you put in the effort today, it all those tiny little efforts will eventually build up to whatever you are chasing. So yeah, just leave it to God, and just keep praying. I think that's all we really can say.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Prayer. Prayer is really, really good. It's also, I feel like, it's part of like, I guess for me at least, like denying yourself, right? You deny the negative thoughts in your head. You challenge them because it's not helping you to be better. It's making you, I feel like it's it's not helping you to be a happier person. It's breaking you down, and if it's something that breaks you down, then you shouldn't continue that. Right? I like what Brother Miko said earlier too. Don't sit at tables where they talk negative things about others. This can keep your mental health healthy. And also, if you sit at tables where they talk negative things about others, what if you're not at that table? Then you're going to be like, oh my, what if they talk negative about me too? So, yeah, I think it's very important to really challenge the way that we think, right? And then, of course, give yourself a pat in the back. All right, you're doing your best, right? You're working hard. So also give yourself some grace. I like what Sister EJ said. What helps me is realizing and accepting that I'm not the same person I was in high school or when I was a kid in my 20s and so on and so forth. And nor do I want to be. Yes, like the things that you've experienced, it's not for nothing, right? It has helped you to be, where you're at now. And one of my other friends, I have amazing friends. When we had like a heart to heart recently, he told me that this version of you you are exactly where you need to be right now, right? Sometimes when you think about all the things that have happened in your life, you are here, and God has allowed you to be at this exact moment in time. Hopefully watching INC Radio in New York, hopefully watching How You Doing and participating in the YouTube live chat. So thank you, everyone. Great job. If there is a tiny win for you today, it is because you are here with us. Right? And let's remember, self-compassion isn't about lowering our standards when it comes to ourselves, right? It's creating a healthy space in our head, right? That can help us continue to grow in a more positive way. All right, now before we end, because we can go on and on about this, right? What is one kind thing that you can say to yourself today? You don't have to put it in the live chat. If you can, that would be great. You can also comment this if you, after the show, if you think about it, you can make a comment when you rewatch it. What's one kind thing you can say to yourself today, right? And that is our small step towards being kinder to ourselves. Right? Yeah. And then when you notice one moment that you're being self-critical, right? Intentionally reframe that with kindness. Just one moment. Would you catch just a moment? Okay. All right. So let's quickly talk about activities that are coming up. So we are going to have our opening for the 5 versus 5 of basketball at the end of the month. Is that January 31st, February 1st. So get excited, everyone. We hope that you're practicing. Happy anniversary, Wyndham, 25 years. Congratulations. Thank our Almighty God for that. And then some shout outs and greetings. Happy birthday, advance happy birthday. Her birthday's tomorrow, Sister Joanne Locktown. Hi. Happy birthday. We hope that you have fun in the snow. That will be coming to our area. All right. Is there anything else, Christian, before we close off?
I guess just weather advisory. Make sure you take care for this weekend for those of us in the New York City area. I know it's worship service weekend, but please try your best to be early to get to the house of worship, because we don't know what the conditions of the road may be. So, if you have a worship service really early, be early, and just get there an hour before. It's always the best thing to do. Be safe in driving. Go slow. The roads may be icy. You never know. And, just stay warm and enjoy the snow day, Sunday and Monday. So get those shovels out, everyone. That's it. That's it for me. And I guess this is the closing part of our show, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for our show today and for tuning in. And thank you so much to the church administration for giving us a platform to share and speak about important and interesting topics like these. And of course, greeting to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our current Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angela Aranyo Manalo. And greetings to our INC radio station manager, Brother Wally Taray, and our executive producer, Kuya Manley Andaya. Ate Mika, take it away.
Yes. We would also like to greet our District Minister, Brother Sheridan Santos, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Neil Patrick Amalda, our CFO Advisor, Brother Jason Flores. So if our conversation today resonated with you, make sure you share this episode or this episode with someone who also needs a reminder, right? And don't forget to subscribe and like so you don't miss what's next. All right. So next week, we are going to be talking about our eyes, right? So please make sure, if you're interested in that, right, please make sure that you tune in Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, or Sunday, 12:30 a.m. Philippine time. All right. Thank you so much for spending this part of your day with us. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. And that's it for How You Doing.
We're proud of your small wins, everyone.
Yes. Acknowledge the small wins, everyone. Great job.